Front and center, cover point.
Pete, move!
All call signs. Hostiles are trying to capture our territory. Hold position and deplete their forces.
Hostile heavy armor in our AO.
We need Serrani defense on a marked objective.
Hostile, all over the place! I got you! Get down! I got you!
I've spotted hostile heavy armor in our AO.
You're outside the combat area. Return ASAP.
Enemies are attacking objective Bravo. We lost control of Bravo. We need attack support on the marked objective. Hostile numbers have fallen. Keep it up. Be advised, the sector is lost. Set up defenses on the double. Hostiles are inbound. Hold them here and defend the sector. Attack support is a marked objective.
Not allowed here!
Hostiles have seized Bravo.
There's an enemy sniper in your area.
point out. I see people all the time in forums and there's a lot of other things that we could go in here and sort of mess with, but I don't think we're not going to get that additional 320 watts available to us, which means not additional 320, but up to 320, which means that actually it's up to 4095, but 320 is what it wanted. Okay, there. We don't have that available to us now. It's 253 immediately, and that's just what it's going to run at nonstop. So it's going to clock down pretty much from 5.5 and 4.3 instantly down to probably like 4.4, 4.3, and then maybe bounce between 4.2 and 4.3. And our E-cores will probably drop down to 4.2, maybe 4.1. But we should see some significant reduction in our temperatures. And I know you can't really hear my fans, but my fans are not going to be blaring either, because on the previous test, they went pretty loud, pretty quick because of that temperature hitting 89C, 90C. So here we go. So if you look over here, package wattage should go 253 and just stay there. There it is, 253, 252.95.9. It's so cool and quiet. Now you can barely hear my fans. It's at 5.2 all-core, 5.1 all-core, just like I said. 74C on the die, 76. I mean, it's a beautiful temperature for that load. And a score of 37,866. This is for a different take that we ended up not using in this video, but I predicted it would be a 37,853, and that's an 866. Yeah, I know my stuff.
I know what.
I know my
Nice. All right, and action.
So that's honestly it. It sucks because realistically, the reason why you get a K-SKU is because you want to overclock it. But you don't know right now whether or not the CPU is just asking for a very slow, miserable death by overclocking it. So it's my recommendation, if you're running a 13th gen or 14th gen i9 SKU, especially a K SKU, to go into your BIOS, whatever your motherboard manufacturer is, and make sure you're enabling Intel default limits, not motherboard manufacturer limits. I don't care if it's Asus, ASRock, MSI, Gigabyte, they all do these additional limits because they're allowed to. Intel encourages it. For the reasons I already said, Intel wants the CPUs to be beating AMD at all costs, including the cost of your CPU stability. So until something comes out from Intel's camp, which is taking a lot longer than expected, by the way, it is highly recommended you go in here and enable the Intel limits and leave it there, because of the fact that stability can really only be partially guaranteed at those limits. If your CPU is still crashing and doing odd things, you might be one of those unfortunate people that have a defective 13th gen. There's a lot of them. I've had a lot of emails from people, which means you'd have to talk to Intel about RMAing it. In fact, one person told me that Intel RMA'd their CPU and let them keep the bad one. So I don't know, maybe that's a possibility if it still works in the meantime. But if you find yourself still crashing, then you need to go into that multiplier, which is at 55, and then try 54, or then try 53, and continue to downclock your CPU until you find stability, until you can get a replacement CPU. If your CPU continues to crash at stock speeds, it is defective. Notice all of this talked about right now had nothing to do with memory, had nothing to do with memory controller or XMP profiles. That's a completely different topic when it comes to stability. And if your CPU is already having stability problems, enabling XMP can potentially make those problems even more wonky and crazy, because the issues may look like they're and the longer these are out,